All major companies do follow budgets. Do you think that always they hit their targets and budgets? That might not be the case always. Let's take the example of COVID-19. When Corona hit the entire nation and the world, all the businesses would have planned and had a target in their mind. What happened? How did they adjust? There is often a misconception that budgeting only applies to big, giant companies. That's not true. Budgeting applies just for any company alike. When we hear the word budgeting, what comes to our mind is budgeting of expenses. But today, remember that always budgeting of expenses is driven by the revenues that you make. How do you make an efficient revenue model? Many people say that my last month's sale was brilliant, so let me spend more. Few people say my bank account has enough balance, that gives me the power of spending. Many people say, okay, let me increase it by 10%. Some say 30%, brilliant. Some decides, last year I sold for 3 crore, this year let me go for 5 crores. Do not just rely on these gut feels and make decisions for your business. Rather, build a bottom-up approach for your revenue planning. What is a bottom-up approach? Bottom-up approach simply means if you have 10 products that totals 2 or 3 crore of sale, those 10 products should be individually taken. There would be pluses and minuses for each of the product based on its demand and its forecast. Plan a sales based on each of the product individually so that you decide this much units I sold this year, let me plan to sell this much units. Now you multiply your units by your market rate and then add the total of the 10 products and build your revenue. So when uncertain events like this happen, which is going to be a major shift in your industry or in the business world, then make such very important decisions. Might be pause an expense that you have planned for the next quarter, or might be realign your expenses to something that's more meaningful, like an insurance coverage might come into picture, or might be pause a marketing initiative that you have planned for next month and so on. So make these adjustments, modify it rather than just saying at the end of the day that, oh, my targets didn't work out because of COVID. No, even with COVID, you should have a plan. That's what I mean to say.